How's it going, Guardian? Shifty here, and in today's video I've got for you a solo run of the Master Exodus Crash Nightfall. Now for this run I am using an Arc Warlock, and I'm also doing it at 16 power levels below the recommended power of 1600. I will also show you the excellent boss cheese for this particular Nightfall. It's extremely useful, especially if you want a safe boss room clear. Not only will I show you how to get in the cheese spot initially, but I'll show you some common issues that can occur while you're in that spot and how to fix them. With that said, let's get into my loadout. So I am going to be using a Chaos Reach Warlock. I do have the Pulse Grenade on. For my aspects, I have Electrostatic Mind and Lightning Surge. Then for my fragments, I have Spark of Resistance, Spark of Ions, Spark of Shock, and Spark of Magnitude. Next up, for my weapons, I have Arbalist in my kinetic slot. This is going to be for the barrier champions. In my energy slot, I have Strident Whistle. This is going to be for overload champions and for general ad clear. And in my heavy slot, I do have the new Sail Spy Pitch Glass Arc Linear Fusion Rifle. Now for my exotic armor choice here, I am using Fallen Sunstar. As for my armor mods, I'll just quickly show you each piece of armor, and if you need to see anything in more detail, just pause the video. Anyway, that's it for my loadout here. Now let's get into the full run with live commentary. Alright, let's get started. So I'm going to Sparrow right up to the front here. And once I get up here, I'm going to go ahead and toss a grenade down on some of these enemies. And we'll just take care of those right away. Let's take a look for this Vandal out in the distance right away. Alright, that Vandal is down. And we're going to take care of this drag on the pike. And let's move forward just a little bit, not too far. I don't want to push too much farther forward here because there's going to be a couple of sniping Vandals. You can see one right there. And there's going to be another pike drag. That pike drag is down. And I want to make sure I'm grabbing all of these pillars of light. Arc pulses, whatever you want to call them. Time to deal with another Vandal in the distance. There's also going to be another pike coming up. Pike dealt with. Another Vandal over here. Not sure where that Vandal ended up at. There it is. Alright, took care of that Vandal. I'm going to move up to the left here. Let's get a grenade on some of those enemies right there. There's another pike. Took care of the drag immediately. Alright, took care of all of the enemies up top there. You can also see there's some enemies over there. See if I can get a grenade on those. Get lucky. And I did. Let's go ahead and grab some ammo here. Alright, took care of those enemies as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab these last 2 arc pulses. And I'm going to make my way back to this launcher over here. Want to make sure there's no other enemies over here anymore. Toss a grenade over there. All right, let's deal with this Overload champion. Go ahead and use my super on it, and that should be enough to take it out. Perfect. Now we can move on to the next area. So between the modifier that decreases your grenade cooldown and the ionic traces, you pretty much can spam your grenade whenever you would like to. Go ahead and stun that champion real quick so I can deal with some of these other enemies. Back off that grenade. And in just a second, we'll finish off that champion. Get a grenade on that, and then I'll go ahead and linear fusion rifle it as well. And the champion's down. Let's grab some heavy ammo. Deal with these overcharged shanks right away, I suppose. Stun that champion. Get out of here before I die. Alright. Go for this rightmost Overload champion. Alright, 1 champion down. Stun that champion as well so I can take care of this drag that keeps spamming me. Grenades. Alright, let's resume damaging the champion real quick. 1 more stun here. Alright, champion is down. We might have a few more invisible enemies around here. Yep, there's one. And we'll just go ahead and melee this one. Now let's start the scan. Let's toss a grenade over to the left. So swap back to the bow to prevent healing. And unfortunately it healed. We'll take care of these shanks. And we have one of the overloads up here. Let's get a grenade on it, and then I'm going to go ahead and super this one. Alright. We have another overload up here. Have another grenade ready, so I'm going to swap to my linear. It wasn't reloaded, so I'll have to swap back to my bow to prevent healing. And get ready for the next stun. Alright, there's our next stun. Let's finish this one off. Get away from that grenade. And that's why 100 resilience and double arc resistance is good to have here. That is not ideal, but I do have my grenade back already, so might as well toss it on it. Alright, that's down. Take out that drag. Let's take out that drag. Got this invisible marauder. Alright. Are we good now? I hope so. So of course you can back off this plate earlier than that. You won't have to deal with so many overload champions at once then. I stayed on the plate, which caused more and more enemies to spawn. That's why I had 3 overloads to deal with at once. Just like I'm standing on the plate now while fighting some of these enemies, you can always back off when enemies start spawning, so you don't have to worry about so many at once. And so you can see we have 2 barrier champions spawning. As soon as we kill one of those, we're going to have a lot more enemies spawning as well. There's going to be 3 more overload champions once we kill one of these servitors. So I'm going to go ahead and take out one of them. We'll wait till it comes back. Get it to barrier. Let's toss a grenade over there. And 1 champion down. Now we're going to get a ton of enemies spawning, including 3 overload champions. So you do have to be careful for that. I'm just going to toss a grenade out there right away. I will get it back in a short amount of time. So I'm going to stun 1. Let's take care of some of these wretches that are coming up here. So with the grenades recharging so quickly, you may be able to keep these overload champions at bay over here. I need to back away. Now, normally this is where I would fight these overload champions if I didn't have a ton of arc grenades to throw at them constantly. Since I had those, I was able to kind of keep them up here and keep them from teleporting and fight multiple at once. Normally I would kind of back away and fight them while they're on the stairs with my grenades and my overload bow and whatnot. Alright. There we have all 3 overloads down. Now we can deal with this other barrier champion off to the left. Toss a grenade over there. Alright, that champion is down. All the servitors are down. We can resume capturing the plate at this point, but I'm going to go ahead and grab some ammo before I do that. Alright, I have my ammo. Now let's start with the plate again. As you saw there, we had another overload champion spawn. And that champion is dead because I had a grenade on it immediately. I'm going to back away just a little bit. Alright, I should be able to resume standing on the plate again. Looks like we have one more Vandal. Shouldn't be a big deal. There should be another overload champion coming at one point here. There it is. Go ahead and use my super here. Champion dead. I'm going to back away. Now, I do have the barrier down, but there are a few enemies out here yet that I may want to take care of. Alright, now we can move on. Go ahead and grab some stuff over here. Got a little bit of heavy ammo there, not too much. Now we can move on. Alright, we have some more arc pulses to grab here. So during this section, you will notice some dregs on pikes. You're going to want to be careful for those. And just one more arc pulse to grab, and then we're done here.
Hello? Everything okay?
We're fine. Failsafe was just being fidgety.
Hey, unit. Ghost, kindly delete yourselves.
Alright, so we're kind of getting close to the boss fight here. We just have a walker tank and then one more room before we get to the boss. Now keep in mind, this is a little bit slower because I am slightly underleveled. I'm about 17 power levels below the recommended power of 1600. But I went off to the right here. I'm going to kill a few enemies in here. Alright, I should get my grenade back pretty quickly, so no worries there. Melee that guy. You want to be careful because there is kind of a sniper vandal sitting way back there. Let's get a grenade on that spider tank. Alright, I was able to break one leg, but I might not have an angle here. I do have an angle. Alright, we'll wait till it's up again, and then I'll toss myself a grenade on it again. That was an awful grenade. I'm going to kind of scoot over here just a little bit, see if I can get an angle. I don't want to waste too many arbalist shots here because I don't want to run out. Let's toss another grenade over there. I'm getting close to taking the tank out. Toss another grenade. Alright, spider tank is down, and we can move on. Let's go see if there's any ammo lying over here. See a little bit of heavy ammo. And I got some special ammo as well. And let's continue on. So yeah, if I was closer to the recommended power level of 1600, or if I was even 1600 even, I would do a decent amount more damage, and this would go quite a bit quicker. This part would have been a lot quicker had I actually waited for the barrier. Let's see if I can get a grenade on that overload. I kind of did. Alright, let's go ahead and finish it off with some heavy. Overload champion down. Let's deal with this dreg that was spamming grenades at me. Go grab all the special lying around on the ground. Get up here and use my melee ability. Now I am going to want to watch out for that dreg that fell down. It could always come up behind me, start meleeing me. That's happened before. There it is. In fact, it was coming back up. Alright, let's just head back. Alright, let's just head up there. Alright, so for this part, we're going to head on down here. We're going to take out all but one of these overcharged shanks. I'm going to leave the one to the left. Perfect, getting a little bit of heavy ammo. Once all except that left overcharged shank are down, I'm going to head back here to the start. See how many tries this takes me. Let's hop up here. Alright, one try. I'm going to hop back up to the start. I'm going to kind of walk up this left side just a little bit. Might need to be out a little bit more. There we go. Now I'm going to try to jump straight up. Did not get enough height there, so I got to retry. Don't want to slide down. I kind of want to be right here. Alright. Should mantle right there. Let's hop up top here. And I'm going to hop over here. I'm going to crouch walk right up against this edge. Up to this side. And I'm going to go ahead and take out this overcharged shank. And the boss fight should start. And the boss is right there. I'm just going to start off by bowing it because I'm going to want some of my arbalist ammo for later when there's barrier champions. And I know there's going to be some enemies coming here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and super this. Let's go ahead and super the boss. Get more enemies to spawn. And there's the boss back over to my right. Now there might be some enemies down below me. Let's toss some grenades down there. Alright. That worked out pretty well so far. I forgot I could have been tossing grenades on the boss as well. Let's toss a grenade on the boss there. And the boss is going to go away. Let's toss another grenade down here and see if we hit anything. I did not hit anything. In order to move on with the boss fight, we are going to have to take those enemies that are down low out. See if I get anything just slightly to the left. Looks like I got a few more enemies there. But since the boss fight is not continuing, I believe there should be another one. And it looks like we have a resilient drag over here. We will have to take that out. Okay, that resilient drag is down. Alright, let's see if we get anything else in a grenade there. Perfect. Now, if you're going through this effort and you don't seem to be getting the boss fight to move on, you may have to move a little bit to see some of the enemies. So I'm going to wait for another grenade and I'll show you what you should be doing. So if you're not moving on with the boss fight and you have a grenade ready, you're going to want to tightly squeeze against that wall, come back here, and then hop over here again. Here you're going to want to toss a grenade, and before that timer is out, you need to jump back. And I saw one enemy kind of walking down there. I missed it with my grenade initially. There's another enemy that kind of moved after I threw a grenade. And now we may be moving on with the boss fight. How I know that? I can see the electricity starting right there again. So we should be on to phase 2 of the boss fight. So we should be well on our way to finishing this. Alright, boss is back. Let's get a grenade down there on the boss and additional enemies. I do have my super again, so I'm going to go ahead and use my super. Okay, super's out. Let's toss a grenade down here. I'm going to get this boss to move on before I take care of the barrier champions that I know are down low. Let's get another grenade down there. Alright, boss is gone. Now sometimes you also have to lure the barrier champions out, unfortunately, by doing the exact same thing that I just did a moment ago. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to head back over there. You got to be careful because if you slip off here, you're going to have to finish the boss fight down on the lower level. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to jump back. I didn't really do anything there, but that should be enough to lure the barrier champions out. Those barrier champions should end up to my left over here. Hopefully. There they are. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one out. Let's toss a grenade on that one. One barrier champion down. Let's take this vandal out while we're here. Let's toss a grenade on these vandals. So the other barrier champion is being a little bit tricky. Try to lure it out here. There it is. Toss a grenade on it. And that barrier champion is down. Looks like we have another vandal there. And I saw the boss coming back. So now we just wait. Let's fight the boss again. We should be on the third and final phase here. I'm just going to start doing some damage to these overcharged shanks because I want to take those out for later anyway. Alright. So the boss should be in its melee form as well, so I'm going to toss a grenade down there. So the boss really shouldn't come out at all. It's not going to want to stand below and shoot at me like it did in the other form. So I'm going to want to stay up here just like this. I'm going to toss a few grenades while I'm taking out some of these overcharged shanks. Okay, we'll continue to take out a few of these. And in just a moment, I'm going to want to head down there, actually. Try one more time. Okay, I'm still not getting anything. So I am going to head down there. There should be just a few enemies left alongside the boss. And you'll see what my strategy is to finish off the boss in this phase. Alright, so a lot of the overcharged shanks are dead. I'm going to make sure everything's reloaded. I have a grenade ready, so I'm going to head down there. And you can see the boss hiding right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head up on this crate. And I'm not really sure where the boss ended up at. Probably in an obvious spot, but I'm just not seeing it. Where are you? I hear it. It's right behind me. I want to get on the crate. And there it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand up here. I'm going to try to stand opposite of it so it can't hit me with its melee. It was able to hit me right there. You see how I'm kind of staying on the opposite side of the box of it. Okay, it should teleport somewhere. There it is. And I'm going to go ahead and finish it off with my super. And there we have it. That is a platinum completion of the Master Exodus Crash Nightfall on an Arc Warlock. Now, like I said, I'm actually 16 levels below the recommended power level of 1600. The closer you are to 1600, the faster this is going to go because you will deal more damage. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe. I just want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.